general understanding question, and in this lesson we're going to look at a cat passage, a couple of them actually, and try and see how to deal with these general understanding questions. Now I have not created separate lesson, one for purpose, one for idea, one for tone, one for title, because I believe that all these things are interconnected. We're going to look at a cat 1992 passage. You were not born then, right? Let's see how the cat passages were in those days. Probably when your parents took the test. Yeah. Nothing must have changed, by the way. Let's get going. I know the font size is very small, so I will have to. This is from 1992, so let me. Okay, I hope that's better. Okay, so that's actually this is the second paragraph. This should have been the second paragraph there. Okay, and this is a fourth paragraph. So we'll read and try and find out the passage map, 4 words in every paragraph, and see how it goes, and then answer those questions. Scientism has left humanity. So the discussion is about scientism. Something about scientism is what the author wants to say. I'm interested in his claim about scientism. Scientism has left humanity in our technical mastery of inanimate nature, but improvises us in our quest for an answer to the riddle of the universe and our existence in it. Okay, at this point in time you're going, what was the sentence? Just hang in there, which is about to figure out what the author has an issue. I think author seems to have an issue with scientism. Scientism has done worse. Very good. So we already, I can see the author there saying that author has an issue. We already can think of an author who is a little bit of angry about these things. Than with respect to our status as social being, something that is social being, that is to our life with our fellow human beings. The quest for the technical mastery of social life, comparable to our mastery over nature, did not find scientism for a loss for an answer. Reason suggested that physical nature and social life were fundamentally alike and therefore proposed identical method for their domination. So in this case, there might be a certain part here which would have been, which could have bounced here, but you see this transition word there, which is therefore. So that's a claim that we are interested in. Scientism proposed identical method for their domination, which is social life and physical nature. Okay, so basically what this passage, if you want to understand what the passage paragraph is saying, the quest for technical mastery of social life. So scientism wanted to master or understand social life, and they had an answer. Scientism did not find a loss for an answer. Okay, they had an answer. They did not find loss for an answer, and the answer is that physical nature and social life is fundamentally alike, and therefore propose identical method for the domination. Okay, so according to scientism, a physical nature is same as social life. Since reason in the form of causality reveals itself most plainly in nature, nature became the model for social world. So nature is the model for the social world, and natural sciences the image of what social sciences one day would be. According to scientism, there was only one truth, the truth of science, but knowing it, humanity would know all. So from here to here, if you actually look at the whole, this particular part of the passage, it's about author trying to build the foundation as to what he wants to say. He's actually describing about scientism, and the topic is specifically about I'm a social being, and what scientists believe that physical nature is equal to social science, and nature became the model for social world. Okay, that's what is happening there. So if you don't worry about all these things there, the author is essentially talking about scientism. Okay, and where is it? Propose identical method for the domination, which is with the physical nature and social science, and according to them, nature became the model for social world, and according to scientists, there was only one truth, the truth of science. Knowing it, humanity will know all. Okay, that's what the claim here is. This was, however, a fallacious argument. The author's view is this particular argument is wrong and flawed argument. So he's using the word fallacious, so he's saying it's like flawed argument. Its universe acceptance initiated intellectual movement and political technique which retarded rather than furthered human mastery of the social world. It actually retarded human mastery of social world. We didn't move on. This actually created problem. He is essentially saying it is wrong. There is a problem here. There is a problem with scientism. The fact that they are thinking that social sciences can be explained through natural sciences. Interesting. Once he has finished that in the first paragraph, very clearly creating his case or his major claim that whatever is this argument is fallacious or flawed argument, and you can then guess what he's going to do next is to try and justification of that claim that is already made there. Okay, let's say the analogy between natural and social world is mistaken for two reasons. That's the problem. Now he's explaining why there's a problem. He said there's a problem, explaining why there's a problem. On the one hand, human action is unable to model the social world with the same degree of technical perfection that is possible in the natural world. We cannot create a model, so social world is not the same as the natural world. That is reason number one as to why he is saying that thing is wrong. On the other hand, the very notion that physical nature is the embodiment of reason from which the analogy between natural and social world derives is invalidated by modern scientific thought itself. Second, modern scientific thought has already said that is wrong. Okay, that's all he's doing in paragraph number 2. Let's move on to paragraph number 3 and see what happened in there. Physical nature, as is seen by practitioners of science, consists of, now he's talking about physical nature. What is physical nature all about? He is still continuing his justification of the claim that he made that there is a problem. Physical nature as seen by the practitioner of science consists of a multitude of isolated facts over which human beings have complete control. We know that water boils at the temperature of 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and by exposing water to this temperature we can make it boil at will. We have complete control. All practical knowledge of physical nature, all control over it essentially of the same kind. Physical nature, we have complete control. You create a cause, it will have an effect. You control the cause, you can control the effect. That's what is being said. Scientism proposed the same kind of knowledge and the control held true for the social world. So, okay, that's again what he's saying. The same kind of knowledge and control for the social world. Okay, there is a control in social world. The search for a single cause in social sciences, but was a faithful copy of the method of physical sciences. Yet, in the social sphere, there is the logical coherence of natural sciences finds no adequate object, and there is no single cause by the creation of which one can create effect at will. Any single cause of social sphere can entail indefinite number of different effects, and the same effect can spring from an indefinite number of different effects, and the same effect can spring from an indefinite number of different causes. Basically, in physical world, you have a cause, you have an effect, and you can completely control this. But in social world, that effect, one cause can create multiple effect, and I think there are multiple things that can create the same effect. The effect can create most other things. Total khichdi. So, what's the passage back? Scientism said physical nature is same as social life. So, nature is the model. Author is saying, no, wait a minute, you are wrong. One, social world is different from physical world. The modern scientific thought has already told you are wrong. Let me explain why. In physical world, you can control everything. In social world, you can't control. How can I say the same thing is same? It is wrong. That's what the author has said. That is a passage, my ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's look at this question number 1. Question number 1 says, the author's attitude towards the application of scientism. Attitude, tone, application of scientism. We already see that author is, actually it is argumentative, by the way. The passage. Author has taken a positive negative valuation, you could say. Author has taken a strong stance and justify the stats. Okay. So, in this case, obviously, approval towards application of scientism to social approval is not the case. This is definitely not the case. Author will commit suicide if you mark this answer. Yeah. That's how bad that answer is. Criticism is a good one, criticism pretty good. Now you are thinking about what about these two things? Understand scrutiny, committed scrutiny. I am still deciding, I am still scrutinizing, I am still analyzing. The author has taken a position. He has done his scrutiny, everything is done. He's taken a position. You cannot say that he's making a committed scrutiny again. Scrutiny is still looking at things. What is it? How is it going? Okay, it's a problem. Is it a problem? Author has already clearly mentioned the problem. That is not the answer choice. Now, dismissal, ladies and gentlemen. What does dismissal mean? Dismissal means that even if, let's say, I know that something is wrong, I'm saying, chhod do usko. Not important. Leave it. Dismissal. Huh? What nonsense. You can think of some of the political leaders that you are saying, look at him. Waste. But the author's attitude is different. It's not just about dismissing something. It's actually very clearly criticizing it. It's actually saying here that it retarded rather than furthered human mastery of the social world. It was problematic, saying that it is a serious problem. He's not dismissing it. He's saying there's a problem, you must know there's a problem. He is actually doing criticism of that attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, the right answer choice to this question is answer choice number 3. Let's look at the second question, which is again based on the same passage. Well, let's take that thing this side. Okay, so you can still see my face around here. In the passage, author is more concerned with which of the following. So, what is the purpose? Why did the author write? First of all, you look at this word, option number 1, superstition. Did you ever think of alien? Not mentioned at all. Superstition is not mentioned at all. First of all, second one, upholding. Author is not upholding anything, he is attacking. This is a good word. This is a good word. Attacking. This is a good word. That's a good word. A particular approach to social sciences. All the critical element is there. Social sciences, an approach towards social sciences. An approach. Sorry. So that's okay. That has made it specific. Okay. In this case, scientism approach. That's okay. So we'll keep this on hold. You might be wondering, is attacking a good word? Figuratively, yes. Literally, no. But yeah, he's attacking that position. He's going against that position. Describing. Oh, that is the wrong word. The tone is wrong. What do you mean describing? Author is not describing something. It's not expository, ladies and gentlemen. It is evaluative. Author has made a negative valuation. This is gone. This one is anyway gone. A method of achieving control over human, what control? How do we achieve control over human social behavior? This is a wrong topic completely. Demonstration of the superiority of the social science over natural science. Is the author saying that social science is better than natural science? No. Author is simply saying don't apply natural sciences to social sciences because those two things are different. He is not making the case that social science is actually better. First of all, the superiority has anyway a positive tone to it. Something is better. Author though is attacking. So in this case, answer choice is 2. Let's look at another one question from that same year, but a different passage. If you actually look at the question, it's pretty interesting, which is why I picked this up. The question is now asking, the passage most probably has been taken from a book on what? So, neurology, nutrition, physiology, calisthenics. Sometimes in this case, you will have to answer the question based on the tone, or in this case, based on the idea. And here, if you want to answer this particular question, you need to know the meaning of this word. Neurology is one that deals with nerves, I think, nerves and nervous system of the body. Nutrition is about your diet, your nutrients, your intake and stuff like that. Nutrients. Physiology is about how your bodily parts function. How a body functions. Functioning of certain part of the body. Calisthenics. Calisthenics is a type of exercise, I think. So people sometimes take weight. They don't take weight. They do all those gymnastic type of thing and exercise. So that's a type of exercise. Now it is important for us to understand these things, and then you can probably look at the whole question. Here it talks about the connective tissues, are heterogeneous group of tissue derived from something. They have general function, what they are maintaining the structural integrity of organs, providing the cohesion of natural support of the body as a whole. The connective tissues including several types of fibrous tissue that vary only in their density and cellularity, as well as more as about the bone. If you start looking at individual bone, skeleton, the tensile strength, connective tissue, this is actually about the how the functioning of the body, which is physiology. It is not discussing nervous system. It is not about nutrition, not about calisthenics. Okay. So sometimes question can come in this form as well. Yeah. Now, that particular question, by the way, the last one, you could have answered the question without actually reading the passage, but then the passage comes with 5 questions. Each question will want you to do different things. So you'll stick to the same. You read the passage in the same fashion everywhere, but certain questions you don't have to read the passage fully. In fact, in question number 1, you just needed the first paragraph. And so the person is attacking scientism. That is enough to say that it's a criticism in first option. That's enough to say that author has the author was attacking a particular approach. So those 2 questions could have answered just by reading the first paragraph. In the last question, you could have answered the general understanding question by just kind of skimming through the passage to answer that question. But then I'm not recommending this in the thing. I'm just saying these are the ways in which the question can be created. Yeah. So there you have it. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.